Had you ever stopped to think how much energy you've wasted in arguments that, in the end, led nowhere? Sometimes we find ourselves in heated debates that, instead of resolving anything, only feed emotional exhaustion. But what if true power lies in something few people value? The power of ignoring. Why do we automatically react to provocation? Why do we feel the need to respond to everything? The truth is, most provocations don't seek understanding. They seek control. By reacting, we hand our power over to others. The smartest response might be no response at all. From a young age, we learn that responding is a form of self-defense, a way to show we're in control. But confrontation isn't always the most effective answer. Often, the person provoking us doesn't want a conversation. They want to see us shaken. And it's that reaction that fuels the cycle of conflict. To ignore, in this context, is not weakness but wisdom. It's recognizing that not everything deserves our energy. It's like being on a boat. When hit with stones, we choose to keep sailing rather than stopping to throw them back. The problem lies in the automation of reaction. One criticism, one look, one poorly timed word, and suddenly we're in a verbal battle. How often do arguments end in mutual empathy and understanding? Rarely. Because most conflicts are not about clarity, but about winning. The ego craves affirmation. It wants to prove it's right, that it's superior. But true strength lies in not needing to prove anything. A Buddhist tale illustrates this. A man is insulted on the street but doesn't respond. Asked why, he says, "If someone offers you a gift and you don't accept it, to whom does it belong?" The unaccepted insult stays with the one who delivered it. Responding to provocation is like accepting a poison gift. When we ignore with awareness, we protect our peace. We observe, we understand the emotional trap, and choose not to enter. At that moment, the power shifts. If this resonates with you, share it with someone who often falls into emotional traps. This might be the reflection they need. We argue so much because we confuse disagreement with attack. If someone disagrees with us, we feel our identity is threatened. So we defend our opinions as if they were part of who we are. But many arguments don't come from ideas. They come from unresolved emotions. A frustrated person lashes out. An insecure one tries to belittle others. If we enter this game, we absorb their emotions. What began as a simple disagreement becomes a battlefield. Even if we win, the cost is high. Buddhism teaches that suffering comes from attachment to opinions, to image, to approval. But what if we let go of that? What if we accepted that we don't need to convince anyone for our truth to remain true? Non-reaction is a form of freedom. When we learn to choose our battles, we stop wasting energy. Silence isn't always omission. Often, it's an act of strength. The real power lies in not needing to react. Imagine someone attacking you verbally, expecting a counterattack. But you remain calm. That calm disarms them. The game only continues if you play. If you don't, it ends. Some people don't want conversation. They want reaction. They cast emotional bait. And the best way to win is not to take the bait. Before responding, ask, does this deserve my energy? Will it take me anywhere? If you're enjoying this reflection, follow our channel for more insights on emotional growth and self-mastery. Calm disarms. As a Buddhist proverb says, the wind can lift dust, but it cannot move a mountain. Being emotionally grounded means not being shaken by every breeze. But that doesn't mean repressing your feelings or never speaking. It means discerning when it's worth using your voice, and when silence is more powerful. Some moments demand speaking up, to defend, to set boundaries, to challenge injustice. The challenge is not confusing pride with truth. Not every attack needs a defense. Not every confrontation leads to growth. Wisdom lies in knowing the difference. Avoiding conflict might seem like cowardice, but it can be strategy. When someone comes emotionally charged, Matching their energy is like throwing fuel on the fire. Breaking the cycle with calmness is more effective. Phrases like, "I understand your point," or "Let's talk later when we're calmer," help de-escalate without giving in. Humor, detachment, and neutrality also help. Ignoring with emotional intelligence, not indifference, is a gift that preserves inner peace. True freedom is not being trapped by others' conflicts. By choosing where to place your attention, you take control of your life. Criticism doesn't need to be absorbed. Opinions don't need to be fought. Impermanence reminds us everything passes. An insult, a disagreement, a harsh word, none of it lasts unless we hold on to it. Ignoring with wisdom isn't running away. It's choosing. Choosing what's worth your attention. Training your mind is key. Observe your impulses without judgment. Question your urge to respond. Meditate. Practice inner silence. Surrounding yourself with peace is also vital. If we feed on noise, our minds become noisy. But if we seek serenity, it becomes our natural state. Seeing life with humor is another powerful antidote. Taking everything too seriously gives weight to what doesn't need it. Laughing at some situations lightens them. Over time, what once triggered us loses its grip. It stops echoing inside. Ignoring is a form of wisdom. It's knowing that not everything deserves a response. It's choosing peace. Those who master the art of ignoring aren't apathetic, they're free. And that freedom is one of the greatest human achievements. The energy you save by not engaging in conflict is the same energy you can use to create, grow, and live in peace. The choice is yours. Why not start today? If this reading inspired you, leave a comment with your biggest insight and share it with someone who needs more peace in life. Let's spread this awareness together.